CBS News legal analyst Jack Ford is here. Jack, this is a disturbing story and also fascinating in the respect of the digital footprint that was left that might be evidence. As a former prosecutor, how do you think that might be used?
It shows how our world has changed so dramatically because of that. In this case, you have a situation where the incident itself, whatever it was first discovered as a consequence of social media. We've heard the story that the young woman involved has no recollection of this. Her family became aware of it through the social media, the postings that were up there, the videos we saw, some photographs, other comments by people. And then it became really the vehicle that was driving, if you will, the investigation. So investigators, I go back to the years when I was a prosecutor in the mid-'70s, and your investigation would look nothing like this. So this investigation driven by the information and the names that investigators were able to find there. So that's why it's so very different here.
Are all those pictures and tweets and the videos that were put online, are they admissible as evidence?
That's a really good question, because that's one of the things that the law has been struggling with here. You know, again, in the old days, if you had a photograph you wanted to introduce as a prosecutor, you'd have the photographer go on. You'd say, is this a fair and accurate depiction? Did you take this? Now what you have to do, especially in light of the fact that we know with technology, you can create photos, you can doctor photos. So now what they'd have to do is, if they don't have the photographer, the person who took it, at least have somebody who was there to say, all right, you were present at the time. Is this photograph a fair, those are magic words, a fair and accurate depiction of what was happening here? So the answer is yes, you can get them admitted, but you have to go through a fairly circuitous route to get it done. It's a little bit more complicated than it was before.
So what do you see as the biggest challenge for the prosecution?
This is again, we don't know what happened here, and ultimately a court will decide what happened here. But if I'm the prosecutor, I'm looking at the hurdles that I have to deal with. First and foremost, you have an alleged victim who has no recollection of what happened.
Well, how does that complicate things?
Well, you can still convict somebody of a crime with a victim not knowing how it happened, as long as there is enough circumstantial evidence or direct evidence by somebody else. You have an alleged victim who also engaged in voluntary excessive intoxication to start this all up. You have the defense of consent, and consent always makes it a difficult and a different type of trial inside the courtroom. And you have a real reluctance, according to the prosecutor, for a number of witnesses who might be able to help either way to come forward here. So it's not going to be an easy trial, an easy case for either side here.
Right, and we didn't even get to the role of anonymous in this, which I think is fascinating as well. Some people are talking about digital vigilantism, which is an interesting new development. Jack Ford, thank you.
Norah.